Mr. Narayan Prasad of Mazagon Shipyard now joins us. Let's take a conversation forward and let's understand that how 2023 would be a differentiated year and what are the trends which are at play. It's been a great year for your shareholders and the stock is up 200% in the last 6 months. Everybody's aware of that big defense opportunity which is now opened up for a company like Mazagon Shipyard. But today I want to start the interview slightly differently. I'll start with what information is available with us as per your last financial disclosure. You have an order book of about 42,000 crore. That is as per the September data. My question to you is that while the order book is growing because Government of India is looking at outsourcing more from a company like Mazagon Shipyard, what happens to the timeline of execution? Because our understanding is that the defense orders, they have a very large and a long execution timeline.
A very vibrant good morning to you. It's indeed a matter of great honor, pride and privilege for me to present the credentials of Mazagon Dock Shipbuilders Limited. Coming to your question as to how we are going to execute the balance or the residual value of production, as what you have rightly brought in, as on September, it was 42,000 crores. And as we are talking now, it is about 41,000 crores right now. So what we propose to execute our plan for rest of the commitment is this year, this means by 31st of March, we have a target to execute of roughly about 7,700 crores, which is roughly about 20 to 25% higher than the last year or the last fiscal. And subsequently, we have a target of about 8,075, and subsequently we will go to about 11,000 crores. Now, in terms of delivery of all these vessels, Project 17 Alpha, which essentially constitute construction of foreign number advanced stealth frigates. There we are also going for CCS2 revision of timelines because there was certain amount of delays in freezing some of the parameter. But I am very sure over the next about 4 to 5 or 5 to 6 years, we should be able to execute these particular programs.
Okay. What is the revenue recognition policy you are likely to follow? Which is that once the project is executed completely, would you recognize it? Or the revenue recognition happens as the entire execution picks up?
In terms of revenue recognition, as the entire financials of Mazagon Dock is reviewed annually, and we have an annual report which is presented to the Parliament, which is approved by the Rajya Raksha Mantri. So it is quarterly reviewed. And as what we are maintaining right now, last year, we had obtained the value of production or turnover about 5,777 crores. This year, we are looking at about 7,700 crores. And this is also a target which has been given by our department, that is the administrative machinery, as an MOU is signed with them.
Okay, I just want to get the numbers right, sir. So I'll go back to my first question. Would like to take a leaf from your answer. Can you again share with us that what, as percentage of your total order book, how much will be executed in FY23 and what are the numbers for FY24 and 25? I don't want to get this one wrong because this is a market moving number.
Okay, I'll just share with you this particular data. As what we have mentioned, we have the current residual value of production of about 41,038 crores. As we are talking now, and in the year 22-23, we have a plan to execute 7,666. This is going to be followed by, in the year 23-24, 8,075. And in the year 24-25, it's about 11,543. And the entire thing is a cyclic one, which does not grow linear. So there's an S curve and the entire inloading which takes place on the construction is computed as a value of production in that particular manner. So I have been able to share the figures which I just now brought in.
Sure, sir. Hi, good morning. This is Anisha also joining into the conversation. Just wanted to understand regarding some of the land issues that were there with respect to the Mumbai Port Trust, because we understand that 42% of the land is leased for Mumbai Port Trust given the 4 plats, and they expired in calendar year 06, and requests have been made for the renewal of the same. This has been a bit of a concern for the analysts. Do you want to give us an update on the land leasing policy?
This has been an issue of, I would say, minor concern for us. Mazagon being a defense PSU, this issue has been taken up at the highest level for an early resolution because the current revenue rates which have been indicated by the Mumbai Port Trust is almost about 9 times of what we have been paying earlier. And this issue is bilateral between the Ministry of Defense and Ministry of Port Shipping and Waterways. This issue has been very strongly taken up and is presently under evaluation by PSW. And also the other organization, which is called DIPAM, they have also taken up very strongly this issue with the, because it adversely impacts our business profile. And we are very hopeful that this will be very favorably considered.
Sure, point taken, sir, because it remains an important point as you talked about, but also wanted your take regarding the export potential, because I understand that in the past, the company has been able to export as much as over 250 vessels to international clients. What's the order book looking like when it comes to the export vertical, and is that expected to expand quite a bit with the entire, export hub, we are hearing about the entire defense space?
In terms of export, as we are aware, Mazagon Dock Shipbuilders Limited builds large capability and capacity vessel, primarily destroyers. Now, each of the destroyer cost about 8,500 crores. A stealth frigate, which is priced at about 7,500 crores, and a submarine, which is almost about 4,500 crores. Now, in the IOR and the littoral water, we do not have those kinds of navies, and they're all looking for a smaller offshore patrol vessel kind of a vessel, which are priced roughly at about 800 to 1,000 crores. So such kind of a large, I would say, sized vessel with a huge amount of weapon and sensor is not their immediate requirements. And that is how, when it comes to Mazagon Dock Shipbuilders Limited, whilst we have got a very checkered performance in terms of export of about 250 vessels, including, in fact, majority of them were largely the commercial vessels, including 2 MSVs, multi-purpose vessels, which we sold it to Bahamas and Mexico in 2014, 2015. But currently our export largely is dependent on few things that we have taken up with for a commercial shipbuilding, for a shipyard in Vladivostok, as far as the Russian is concerned, and that is called Zvezda. So they have evinced a lot of interest in positioning a huge amount of manpower and with the expertise in their yard. And also they want to build something in Mazagon Dock Shipbuilders Limited, which is going to be a very, very good proposition. And in terms of any other things, there is some littoral combat ship, which Malaysian Navy has evinced interest. So these are the 2 major ones where we are expecting certain revenue through the operation. But otherwise, the order book of MDL and the one which are in the foreseeable future itself is so massive,
right,
that we are finding it a little difficult to accommodate an export kind of a thing. But we are fully geared up because that is a target given to us, which has to be met, and which is also my MOU. We will certainly meet all the targets.
Sure, Vice Admiral, that's a good problem to have, right? That you're facing the problem of not being able to meet the orders that you are getting, and you're right now focusing on meeting the domestic demand. Just before we let you go, a quick question. The analysts were pegging a growth of 30% in FY23, followed by a 25% growth in 24. Is that a realistic expectation in terms of the revenue recognition?
By and large, we are all trying to achieve the similar kind of a figure.
Sure. Thank you, Vice Admiral, for joining us today. Really appreciate your time for ET Now. And wishing you a happy new year for 2023 as well. But sticking with
Thank you
the
very much.